What has been the biggest things that you've seen improvement on these last few weeks?
I'd say just the consistency of routes, the receivers, what they're doing. I think everybody's just doing a better job of, we're learning it in the meetings and we're going out there and doing it on the field, but everybody's doing a great job of just taking all the coaching points and making them work on the field right now. So.
It looks like you and Romeo have really had a good connection out there the days that we've been there the last few weeks. What do you think's allowed that, and just how much does that excite you about the possibility of what you two can do together next season?
Yeah, I think it's easy when you've got a really good player. They just kind of make it happen. It's easy to get them the ball. He's catching it. Romeo's catching it really well right now. He's running really good routes, and he's getting open. So it's easy to throw it to open guys, but he's been doing a really good job. And we've had that connection. We've done a lot of stuff last year, so just continuing that connection has been great. But he's doing a great job.
What is the value of having a safety blanket like that?
It's awesome. It's when in doubt, you could throw it out there, and he's going to make a play. And he's done a great job of going to get the ball wherever it's at. He's made some really tough catches, and it kind of just builds everybody's confidence. It builds my confidence in him, just being able to throw the ball out there and know he's going to make a play.
You have to be careful at all, Jordan, just not to force the ball just because it's him.
Oh yeah, you always got to be careful. That's the biggest thing, especially for me, is try not to force the ball. We had a couple today. I try to squeeze it into him on the goal line, but at the same time, you got to push those boundaries because he makes some great plays. So it's just kind of find that in between.
We know one of Tom's three sins is late and over the middle. Is that last play something you never want to do, or is it an instance of, okay, maybe it's okay to take a risk like this given the stakes are low at this time of the year?
Yeah, no, that's a mortal sin, late over the middle. That's exactly what I did. But there is a time and a place, depending on the coverage, things that are going on, if a DB falls or something like that. But, given the circumstance right there, that was exactly the mortal sin right there, late over the middle, ball kind of floats, DB has a chance to go make it. Christian, he doesn't really know where the DB's at, so it's hard for him to kind of go up and get the ball. But you get to see it right there, mortal sin.
What about the influence of your predecessor? Did that have anything to do with it? We saw him do that a lot with success, throw those kind of balls.
Oh, yeah.
Did that make you, I guess, inspire you to try to do that?
No, you see a guy like that be able to do it, and it kind of gives you the confidence, like, oh, if he can do it, I can do it. But at the same time, everybody's different. You gotta be able to find the right time to make those plays, when to kind of force things, and then you got to know that was a learning curve right there for me, being able to see ended bad. You just got to learn not to do that again.
Jordan, you don't want to make those mistakes, but this is where you want to make them if they're going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
So you talked the first time you did the press conference a couple weeks ago. I'm going to learn as much, if not more, from my failures than my successes.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you take from that, and how does it apply moving forward?
Yeah, like you said, this is a time to kind of push those boundaries, try things, and kind of just see and learn. Great play by him. Get to go back, watch it on film, see when I could have maybe got the ball out sooner. I think I had an option right there on the sideline. It's a learning situation. Maybe hit him, get out of bounds, get some yards, and be able to finish that 2-minute drive maybe with a score. So it's all learning right now. This is a great time to be able to kind of push those boundaries too.
What do you think the things are that you've learned the most during these 8 practices? Because you're still only at the starting line for a really important year.
Yeah. I think the defense has been doing a really good job of giving us a bunch of different looks. They're doing a good job of making things look the same. One day, sending a blitz, and then making it look the same the next day and sending a different blitz. So just trying to see all these different looks, trying to understand protections, where we might go, and then everybody being on the same page where our hots might be. Guys peeking when they might get a blitz off their face and different things like that. So I think protection has been huge right now.
With that in mind, do you go to any of these DBs, like after practice, after meetings, and like, hey, what do you see from me? What am I doing that's tipping you off? What can I do different?
Yeah, no, we've been talking with the defense. They've been doing a great job of letting me know different things with cadence, maybe our eyes. They've been telling the receivers, like, maybe if they are looking inside, that they might be running inside. Just things like that. We're helping each other. We're helping the defense in the same way because it's just all going to make us all better at the end of the day.
Jordan, how do you think the ball's coming out of your hand? Is it where you want it to be?
Yeah, no, I'm working through that right now with the balls right now, but there's a couple tight wobblers out there. And it's never, as a quarterback, it's never fun to see the ball, kind of not spinning exactly how you want to. So, just working through that. Today was a little bit windier, so you're always going to have a couple of those. But I think for the most part, it's coming out well.
From what we've seen, it's only typically when you're on the move. Like when you're stationary, it looks like it's coming out pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Occasionally on the move, is that too? Or?
I've noticed a couple times on the move. I had one the other day to Romeo down the sideline that when you guys are here, that just getting the ball out quick, trying to get the ball out quick. Your hand might not be in the perfect position, and especially when you're kind of the harder you try and throw it, sometimes the ball kind of doesn't come out the way you want sometimes. So just trying to find that, keep playing with it.
When you look at these 8 weeks, was there something that you went into this specifically wanting to work on, whether it's Ron talking about the ball coming out, or was there something that you really had a goal to accomplish, and where do you think you got to on it if you did?
Yeah, I think what I wanted to accomplish was playing with the base, playing on time and progressions, pocket movement, being able to stay balanced, keep my base this whole time. That's been the biggest thing. I know I can, when the play breaks down, I know I can make off-schedule plays and things like that, but my biggest thing has been trying to play with the base, stay in the pocket, be able to go through my reads and be on time. So I think I've done a great job and been able to improve on that, but it's always something you got to be conscious of and focus on every day.
Was there an added emphasis on using the hard count today, and just in general, where do you feel you're at with that aspect?
Yeah, no, it's definitely been an emphasis. I've been trying to just build and keep working. I think it's good for everybody on the offense, being able to hear the different cadences, and the more we can be on the same page, because we have some mistakes where people jump off sides. Maybe my cadence might not be perfect how I want it, but at the same time, we're trying to work that, trying to see, at the same time working it, see if the defense is jumping off sides, see if my cadence is good enough at this time. But this is the time we want to work it, keep building in all the different cadences. But yeah, it's definitely an emphasis right now.
Are there things about the offense, Jordan, that you're still even learning in your 4th year now that you're getting that many more snaps and everything? I mean, is there stuff that you're still learning about the scheme and everything and how Matt wants to run things?
Oh yeah, I'm always learning. I think every day, the opportunity to get these reps is always a learning point. It's never perfect. Every play is a learning point. Like I said, with the pressures, different things like that, you get to see so many different looks, get to see, how you can pick up different protections and different blitzes and things like that. So every day is always a learning day for everybody, for me, the receivers, tight ends, O-line, like everybody. Just the more we get on the same page and understand each other, understand how we want to run routes, what looks we want to run versus different leverages, things like that. It's all learning. So.
How much is Clemens in your ear, like when you're actually going through practice versus like kind of lets you do your thing and then like let's look at it later?
Mm-hmm. I mean, that's Tom right there. I think he kind of lets you do your own thing out there. He doesn't want to, I'd say he doesn't get too much in your head while you're out there at practice, and you go back to film later and look at it, and that's when he makes all his corrections. But after a play or a series on the sideline, that's when he'll talk to you and do different things. But he kind of just lets you play. He watches it on the back, sees everything, kind of makes notes for himself, and he'll hit us after it. So he does a really good job about that.
I know you're not going to give away any secrets, obviously, but are there things with this offense that the coaches are tailoring to what they feel you do best already? Just things that are maybe different from what Aaron did because your skills are different from his?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, they've done a good job of kind of tailoring the installs and what plays we put in certain installs to, kind of a mixture of what I like, but also what we run more than others. We'd have plays that we don't really run as much, but so we've kind of pushed those ones to the back of the installs and things like that. But they've done a great job. Just continue to keep asking me what I like, what I don't like, and kind of tailoring it to that. So they've done a great job about that.
With that in mind, going back to the cadence, this is a real question. Did you consider changing it from what Aaron did, or was that just what you learned and that's what you wanted to keep?
No, yeah, I mean, it's kind of, once you learn something, it's easy to keep going and keep building on it. But at the same time, I've been doing that cadence for 3 years now, so I think it's easiest for everybody to kind of keep it the same. But for me especially, I like just keeping it the same. That's what I've been doing. So.
Jordan, I don't want to bring up Aaron very often in conversations with you because I wouldn't want it done to me, but he did talk about like kind of intentional things he would do from a leadership perspective, right? Like sitting with different guys in the cafeteria and stuff. We've asked you a bunch of questions about leadership. What kind of techniques have you been using during OTAs to try and start to establish your own style and your own connections with guys?
Yeah, I mean, For the most part, I like to talk to guys after every play. You know, if it's a good play, bad play, I like to go talk to them, see what they saw, see what I saw, kind of just get on the same page with them. But I think it just comes down to building that connection. The more we can come together, talk to each other, and build that bond, the better. So just continue to talk to everybody every day, and be in their ear after every play. And we're all learning together. I never want to, go at a player and attack them for maybe messing up, especially the young guys right now. I mean, we all know there's going to be mistakes. It's not going to be perfect. But the more we can kind of mesh and come together and just build that chemistry together, it's going to be good.
Is it different in meetings now to be able to be the voice that, whether it's Matt or Steno, that says, all right, Jordan, what do you – and do you do it yourself, or do they call? Like, what's the dynamic there?
Yeah, no, I mean, in the meetings, whenever I see something that I just want to address, say something, I'll just step up and say it. And I think that's the biggest difference right now. I mean, last year that's Aaron's show. I'm not going to step up and say anything, and it's kind of like I'd look to Aaron if something kind of was missaid and be like, "Yo, this is how you want it." So now I can just step up and talk, and it's free. I want to keep all the meetings as free as possible. Let everybody talk and voice opinions, things like that, things they see. So I think everyone's doing a really good job about that.
For you, though, is there more freedom or pressure with that?
No, I think it's freedom. Definitely, I think it's freedom. I don't try and make it where it's like, oh, I got to go in the meeting and say this many things a day or anything like that. It's just if something is said that we need to talk about, then we talk about it. I don't put any pressure on anybody to step up and say different things. It's just let it be free, let it be natural, and yeah.